And behold, a jet bike. We're done. Thanks for watching. No, kidding. This is one of my 28mm Enforcer jet bikes, and looking at it as a point of reference to bring my epic scale jet bikes into the same scheme. Throughout this process of painting the Enforcers, the initial steps have been the same: black prime, Payne's Gray base coat, white blue zenithal, and then to the brush. So I won't bore you with the priming steps. Let's just get straight into the brushwork. Let's get started with washing the model with Payne's Gray. Now this is slightly watered, but that's just because I have a very heavily watered brush, so I didn't really mix anything, just a little runny, just to thin it a tad. We've danced this dance before, so we're going straight over to that Payne's Gray, and we're going to start applying that to some of our dark details across the model surface. Like the wing fronts, the side wings a little bit. Not too crazy. The hardest part is going to be the front cone dash area, because there are some white spots that we want to leave intact. Next up is going to be our black red. We're going to use this on the front wings, on the long arms. We're also going to use this on the side wing tips, the shoulder pads, and the hardest part in this case is probably going to be the rider's visor. Getting that visor painted, I realized I didn't paint any Payne's Gray on the helmets of these Enforcers, so we're just going to go back and clean that up real quick. Now I'm going to switch over to some Grim Black Speed Paint, and I'm going to use this to base the engines and the fuselage undercarriage of the entire jet bike. So anything on the underside is just going to get this black speed paint. The white highlights that exist already is going to give just enough of a highlight to these pieces that they pop out nicely, and it's going to put a great shadow on the underside of everything for us. After that's dried up, we're just going to do a quick dollop of white on the back engines, and on the front, I don't know, they're not headlights, but they look like these glowy eye bits on the front of the bike. We're going to put it there. That's just going to prep us for some brighter colors here in a minute. As is comedically par for the course lately, my gigantic melon got in the way of me painting the headlights, which was just with a transparent red, just to get a nice bright red color up front. But on the engines here, we're using a nice fluorescent pink to go over that little dollop of white and kind of spread out around the edge of the engine just to imply a glow. Now we're going to go back to our blue-white, it's pure from the bottle, and we're going to use this just to do some edge highlighting along the high points of the bike. Since these models are considerably larger than the infantry, this is a good opportunity to add a little pop to them just so that they really stand out on the board and look shiny, bright, and awesome. We'll mix just a little bit of blue-white in with some of our Payne's Gray that's on the palette and do the same thing for the blue sections on the bike. Bikes are pretty much done at this point, so we're going to go ahead and start taking care of this base. I'm using the same texture paste that I used on all of the other models that I've painted thus far for my Enforcers. Since the jet bikes are considerably larger models than the operatives or assault Enforcers that we've painted previously, I'm going to just apply it pretty straight and relatively thin to the base. I want to make sure we coat the entire thing and have a little bit of texture on there. But I'm not going to bother with any additional add-ons or tufts, as the bikes do a really nice job of covering up the whole base. If you've been watching me for a while, you know we're at that time where we rim the base. I want to thank you for taking the time to make it through this video with me. If you found it useful or entertaining, please give it a like, and if you haven't subscribed, please do. It's also helpful if you'd share it out to anyone else you might think would find it useful. With that, here's how they turned out.